Can he be a solid player?
Yeah.
Can he be a starter for, say, like 8-10 years? Maybe make an all-star team.
Will you go that far? Maybe an all-star team?
Skip, I don't see it.
Tell my man shut up. Shut up.
Look, I know what you were thinking. You've already forgot about Chet Holmgren dropping 23 points, 4 threes, and breaking the record for blocks in the first game of Summer League because, well, in Game 2 he had a less impressive game. But at the end of the day, it's Summer League, and you take the good with the bad, and the good we've seen from Chet already has been superstar level stuff, and the bad, well, Kenny Lofton Jr. did put him in the weight room a couple of times, but that guy is 6'7", 280 pounds. If he wasn't putting people in the weight room, he wouldn't be within 100 miles of an NBA roster. Just a reminder, this guy is also that same size and weight, and he has bullied every single player, including the strongest player in the league. However, with that being said, we can acknowledge that Chet still needs to put on some size and improve as a post defender, but don't let a couple of low-light clips fool you from recognizing just how much talent Chet Holmgren displayed in Game 1 and even Game 2 of Summer League. Because I mean, this is a 7-foot center who is dribbling into one-legged Dirk Nowitzki fadeaways. He's also taking the ball up the floor and hitting a 3 in the face of 7'6" defenders with the utmost ease. But neither of those plays were even the most impressive plays, in my opinion, from his first game. Watch this play where Chet moves his feet really well before blocking the fadeaway. He then collects it, goes behind his back before then drawing the second defender and making a no-look pass to J-Dub for the and one. That's just a glimpse into what the Chet Holmgren experience is about to look like in OKC for the foreseeable future. But this is all aided by the fact his two running mates in Josh Giddey and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are pretty talented as well. And before we get more into Chet Holmgren, let's talk about Josh Giddey, because he has now recorded 4 triple-doubles in his last 6 games, including 3 consecutive ones at the end of last year and 1 in 2 in his 2 Summer League games. But we already know he's a triple-double machine. I'm more impressed with the fact he looks like he's put on some noticeable size, and that is going to be huge for someone that is 6'8" with his finishing ability and touch around the rim, that people didn't realize was incredibly impressive the second half of the season, where he was finishing at nearly 60% within 10 feet over the last 25 games. Just for comparison, that was damn near on par with the likes of Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes amongst rookies. And watch this play for example. Chet sets a screen and Giddey attacks straight downhill into the chest of the man we just mentioned, who is 280 pounds, and bounces off Giddey for the and one. And then again a few plays later in transition, he Euro steps through the defender and finishes softly at the rim. But just touching on that earlier play with Chet setting the screen, the amount of space it'll open up for both Josh and SGA, with him popping out to the 3-point line and having to not only be respected as an okay 3-point shooter, but treated as a really good one that can catch and shoot with quickness. This is going to open up the lane and make life a lot easier for both of those guards that love to get downhill. And we've already seen some connection between Josh and Chet, and there's a reason these guys look to be getting along so well and wanted to play with each other, because Josh Giddey's passing, along with Chet's offense and the spacing he provides, is going to make both of these guys' lives so much easier. But also a guy that's going to make everyone's life on this team a lot easier is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And why is no one talking about SGA? Because after a relatively slow start to the season, from December onwards, Shai was averaging 26.5 points, 6.5 assists, and 5 rebounds, which for reference is Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker type of company, and he did this as someone who was younger than both of them on a worse team with worse spacing, and yet he does not get put in those same conversations nearly enough. And I think that is going to change very quickly. And maybe we are seeing the start of that change, because if you haven't been paying attention, he's currently playing for Canada and he's still providing some serious highlights, like on this play where he snaps the ankles of this poor defender from the Dominican Republic, who just has no hopes of trying to guard him. And look at the quickness at which he can stop on a dime and then hit the midi. Or on this play, where it's actually in contrast to what he did there, he rejects the screen before hitting the defender with a burst of acceleration and finishing into the chest of the second defender. I feel like OKC fans realize how good Shai is, but I hope the rest of the NBA wakes up to it because he is a franchise player not getting that kind of attention. Okay, that's all cool and all, but you came here to hear about a unicorn, a 7-footer that can do things that only guards can traditionally do. And that is why, with this combination of skill, Aleksej Pokusevski is going to be... Kidding. But seriously, Chet Holmgren, one aspect of his game that I want to talk about that I don't think is getting quite enough attention because of how good his defense and scoring has been is his passing. Like on this play where he recognizes the backdoor cut from J-Dub and hits him with an on-the-money dime. Or in this play where Chet goes full point center, bringing the ball up the floor before hitting the defender with a crossover and causing just enough chaos to force the help defense over, which leaves Giddey open. I know that play isn't the most impressive thing you'll see all day, but it's just a window into the potential of what Chet could do as a ball handler and a passer, creating that kind of attention with a 7-footer doing these things. But from a more realistic point of view, entering the season, I really think we can see some creative actions with Chet having the ball in his hands in the middle of the floor, when you have guys like SGA, Dort, and Giddey all roaming around off the ball. And I think it's going to be particularly effective with Chet because not only does he clearly have a great feel for the game on both ends of the floor, but also with his shooting ability, teams have to press up onto him and respect that from every spot on the floor, which creates the space in behind. And with the intelligence of all those three guys and other players on this roster, there is going to be opportunities for some serious playmaking out of Chet, and that's what I'm really excited about going forward. But there is a reason everyone is talking about Chet's defense, because despite some people preferring to focus on 2 post-ups in which he was scored on, he has had 8 blocks in about 50 minutes of play, and it's more than just the blocked shots. He is affecting everything and showing off his versatility. I mean, this is just ridiculously impressive right here. He gets the switch onto Jared Butler, a shifty 6'3" guard. Chet proceeds to move his feet really well before Butler is forced to drop it off to the cutter. Chet then slides over and blocks his first shot before then walling him up again and forcing an airball. The best part about this for OKC is, well, they've got about another 30 first-round picks, and these aren't the only 3 talented players on this roster. Anyways, if you did make it all the way to the end of the video, you may as well drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. Bye.